Mr. Beast. Now, if you've been watching this channel for any sort of time at all, you know that there's a certain type of people that we don't really like, and now that I'm saying that, that actually sounds way worse than it was supposed to, so I'm gonna just skip right to, we don't like corpos. And it may come as a surprise to a lot of you, but I consider Mr. Beast a corpo as well. And the reason that I'm bringing all of this up before we even get into the video is because I know a lot of you would probably go straight to the comments and be like, oh, this video just sounds like you're hating on Mr. Beast because you don't like him. So I thought it'd be a great idea to get it out of the way now that yes, I don't like Mr. Beast because I don't really like any corpo. 99% of them are just bad people. They take advantage of and exploit literally everyone and everything just to get a bit more money or attention. And a lot of people might not believe it or might not want to hear it, but Mr. Beast is no different. The only reason people really see him as different is because he tries as hard as he can to pass himself off as just a normal YouTuber that's relatable and just like everyone else but with a lot of money, rather than passing himself off as what he actually is, and that's a business. And before you start dogpiling on me with all the reasons that Mr. Beast is actually the second coming of Christ himself, maybe just watch the video and hear me out. So with talking about Mr. Beast being a slimy corpo aside, we're gonna hop straight into it with this post right here that gives us an idea of what's going on. Mr. Beast, KSI, and Logan Paul are releasing Lunchly, a Lunchables competitor. It will feature Prime, Feastables chocolate, and a variation of food. So already off the jump, there's a lot to digest here, no pun intended, but starting with, I almost couldn't even imagine a crazier collab. Mr. Beast, Logan Paul, and KSI. And I'm not too sure if KSI has really done anything wrong, but Mr. Beast and Logan Paul doing any sort of collab together already sounds like bad news. And something almost as bad as this collab is the name. Lunchly? I know they were probably trying to sound like a relatable product that's already out there, which is clearly Lunchables, but come on now, you couldn't have found any better name, especially when all three of you already have your own products, Prime and Feastables. Those aren't bad names. But moving on, they also released a little short collab video of them actually showing this product off, so we're also going to take a look at that now.
Perhaps you are familiar with this product.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you look closely, this product has a candy, an entree, and a drink.
Wait.
Wait.
A drink?
A drink.
Some chocolate?
Yep, some chocolate.
And an entree.
And an entree.
Wait.
Rizzler, what's your thoughts on it?
Show us what you think of this.
Oh! Wait, could you do the face too? Oh my gosh.
So
Okay.
perhaps you piece this together. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce you
To Lunchly.
Oh my gosh.
Now, as much as I want to start this by apologizing for the horrible quality of that, it's not even my fault. I have no idea how they made it look this bad. And what really makes it that much worse is, not only is this horrible, unacceptable quality, but you'd think for the launch of your product, you'd want it to look as good as possible, including with high quality cameras and microphones. But maybe I'm jumping the gun. I'm gonna go ahead and read a bit from this article right here that shows off what their goal of this product is supposed to be. Mr. Beast said in a statement that the goal of Lunchly is to change what lunchtime looks like for the next generation of kids, and they're doing so by making it more fun and convenient. Starting it off, what does that even mean, man? More fun and convenient? Are you including a toy with the food? What does that even mean? But whatever, let's continue. Our end game has always been to not only provide high quality products, but also healthier alternatives. That's why we're entering the lunch grab and go market. It's been dominated by Lunchables since we were kids ourselves, and it's time to provide a better option for those looking for a convenient, healthier choice, said Logan Paul. Now, as much as I'd love to eat my words here and be completely wrong about everything I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna go ahead and toss a few images up on the screen right now, and you tell me, do these look healthy? And you know what? If this video does good, once this product does come out, I'll make a video of me trying all 3 of them, or however many they're gonna make, and if it truly is good and doesn't taste like something that's gonna take 80 years off of my life, I will make a standalone apology video, tears in eyes, snot coming down nose, the works, while also proclaiming how Lunchly is the best product ever. That's how firmly I stand behind the idea that this is most likely just gonna be some highly processed garbage that not only is not gonna taste that great, but it's definitely not gonna be healthy. And I also know that they're not necessarily passing this off as some sort of health food. They're really just saying that it's healthier than their competitor, which, I mean, that could mean anything. Oh my god, we're so much better, we're 1% healthier than Lunchable. And if that does end up being the case, the real question at that point becomes, for how long? Because if you're following the track record of your Feastables chocolate, you'll be like 10% healthier than your competitor, and then you'll go and completely change the recipe of it and make it significantly more unhealthy than your competitor without telling anyone. And before I start yapping too long about how bad these different products are, my main problem with them isn't even that they're unhealthy. I don't care about unhealthy foods whatsoever. I eat a ton of unhealthy junk myself. My main problem is these people know that their main audience is children, and they're trying to pass something off as healthy when it's just straight up not. I wouldn't have a problem with this whatsoever if they just called it how it was and didn't try and act like they're coming into the market making something completely different. Oh, we're coming into the market trying to knock these other competitors out with a new, tastier, healthier alternative. Like, come on now. It also looks like I'm, thankfully, not the only one hating on this product. And before I get into what other people think of this product, I forgot to bring up 2 major points. The first one being the price. It's said that these are supposed to be listed at around $4 a pop, which is kind of competitive with Lunchables, but there are a lot of Lunchables that are also cheaper than $4, so at least to me that is kind of on the pricey side for a little garbage lunch, especially when you could just make your kid a sandwich or something that doesn't really take much time at all. It'd also be significantly cheaper, but whatever. The other thing that's also a pretty big point is you purchasing and consuming Lunchly automatically voids your eligibility to take part in any sort of class action lawsuit being held against them. Now, I feel like this is a pretty big part of this because what the fuck? This really just looks like a way to cover their ass for something that they know they've done wrong or something that they plan on being a problem in the future, which is also another thing that just ties into MrBeast being a scummy corpo. But let's take a look at some other people's thoughts on this product. Wow, more subpar, cheaply made shit with YouTuber branding on it. I wouldn't consume anything tied to Logan Paul. This will definitely be less healthy than Lunchables. We will not be buying this. Pieces of shit using their fame to sell unhealthy and products to children. Great. How long till it's revealed that they're made up of purely asbestos and lead? And probably the biggest and worst one of them all is a response that comes from DanTDM himself. And if you don't know who DanTDM is, 1, you're probably either super young or super old, but DanTDM was one of the YouTubers ever. He's comparable to people like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, and even PewDiePie. But the thing about DanTDM is he's one of the rare YouTubers that not only has never been in any sort of drama, but he's also never even talked about or addressed anyone else's drama. So if you're getting called out by DanTDM, then you've most likely done something wrong or you're doing something wrong. But his post says, "What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust people who are selling it to them. Do better." And his post here really just hits the nail on the head. They're just selling stuff to make money. And there's nothing wrong with just selling stuff to make money. A lot of people do it. It's just that once you get this big and to this point, it makes you a corpo. Especially when you're following trends that other big corpos follow. Like clearly lying about your product and your product also really having no benefit to the consumer that really anything else can't offer. But after Dan's response came out, it got a ton of attention, so Logan Paul decided to clap back himself. And kind of like I said earlier about DanTDM just being in no drama at all, if DanTDM does call you out on something and you decide to clap back, you're the asshole. Just straight up, you're in the wrong. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I don't need to see the argument. You're wrong. But let's take a look at it anyway. I'll tell you what happened to YouTubers. We spent our lives creating content and building our brands. Now we want to build businesses. You don't say anything when Lunchables faces bans for allegedly containing lead, but when we create a better version, you're upset? Then don't eat it. Now, as much as I dislike Logan Paul here, all he had to do was just not include the bottom part of that response, and it would have not been a bad response. I'll tell you what happened. We spent our lives making content, now we want to build businesses. That's not a bad response, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, of course, something wrong with how they're building their business, but wanting to move on to building businesses, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. The problem with his response comes in at the bottom, where he starts calling out Lunchables. He first of all brings up the point that they were facing bans for allegedly containing lead, which isn't really a fair point at all because he just said it himself. Allegedly. You can't really be mad at someone for not wanting to cast something aside when it's only allegations. And speaking of that, didn't Prime go through a similar thing? What happened to all the allegations of Prime containing significant amounts of PFAS? So it's just crazy to me that he's bringing up that point when he basically went through the exact same thing with Prime. He also says that they're creating a better version, but we have yet to see that. And like I said earlier, if they were creating a better version, no one knows how long that'll last. And like I said, if it's following Feastable's footsteps, it won't be better for very long. But as of right now, that looks like where the Lunchly situation stands. And if you made it this far in the video, you probably liked something, so you may as well drop a like and maybe even subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the year is over, so make sure to drop a sub or else I will be ripping your balls off. But I'm not gonna hold y'all for too long, so I'll catch you guys in the next one.